Hi guys, welcome back to the Home and Homestead. If you're new to the channel, I'm Rebecca. Today we're going to be doing some freeze drying. We're going to freeze dry a number of different types of fruit so that we can turn that into delicious fruit powder. That way we can use that for making smoothies and shakes and to add into other recipes as needed. It'll have really simple and natural ingredients of simply having the fruit that's been freeze dried. So let's head to the freeze dryer so we can get this process going for making some freeze dried fruit powder. All right, so here I have my freeze dryer. I have a medium pro Harvest Right freeze dryer with the pump off to the side on the right here. And what we're going to do is program in our settings, and then we can get our fruit already on the trays to be freeze dried. So what we're going to do is press customize. And I like the initial freeze to be -10, and extra dry time I'll keep at 3 hours. We can hit save and start. Now the freeze dryer will start a 15-minute cool down phase, and that's a great time to get whatever you're planning to freeze dry all ready to go on the trays. So let's go do that. Now when you're doing some freeze drying of fruit, you can do it a number of different ways. One, you can purchase or use some homegrown fresh fruit and then prepare it as necessary, meaning peel it, cut into the desired size pieces, and then put it on your freeze drying trays and pre-freeze that fruit. You can put silicone mats down first or parchment paper, or you can freeze dry right on the trays, whichever you are most comfortable with and prefer for cleanup later. You can also purchase store-bought frozen fruit, which is what I did this time because they have some lovely varieties, and the only ingredient is actually that particular fruit. So I have some blueberries, mango, and sliced strawberries. These are all pre-frozen, so all I need to do is simply get them onto the trays evenly distributed, and we can get these freeze dried. All right, here we go. So we have our strawberries, mango, and blueberries. We have them all spread out onto these trays. So now let's head back to the freeze dryer and we get them in there so they can begin the freeze drying process. So now that cooling phase has completed, so we need to do 3 things. 1, we need to load the trays into the freeze dryer. 2, we need to close the drain valve. And 3, we need to press continue. Now for the drain valve, currently it is parallel with the drain and it's open. So in order to close it, we need to turn that drain valve perpendicular to the drain. And now we'll press continue. And now the freeze dryer is going to begin the freezing process and freeze dry our various fruits. All right, so the process is complete. So this has put it into a freeze mode because it's finished when I wasn't available to remove it from the freeze dryer. So I'm going to actually press the warm trays button. And it's going to warm the trays up a bit. And then we can do the remainder of the items here, which is open the drain valve to vent. Then we can do no defrost, add more dry time if necessary, or have the machine defrost itself. So what I'm going to do is warm the trays, and then I'm going to hit the defrost button so that the machine will defrost itself. All right, our various freeze-dried fruit is all finished. After I hit the warm tray button, I opened the drain and I checked the fruit at the time, and it just needed a little more time. And what I did was actually I took a little kitchen shears and I cut some of the larger pieces of mango. That was the main thing that wasn't quite dry all the way through. And I cut some of the larger pieces in half. And then I just put everything back in the freeze dryer, added more time, and now they're nice and crispy and crunchy. Now what I'm going to do is use my little miniature food processor. You could also use a blender or a large size food processor, and I'm going to create some fruit powder out of this freeze-dried fruit. So here I have a glass mason clam top jar. This works really nicely for when you're making an item in the freeze dryer and you want to constantly be using it and going back to that container. This you can quickly open, take out what you need, and close it. So I'll be using this fruit powder for making smoothies and milkshakes, maybe sprinkling a little bit over yogurt to give that fruit flavor, or even for whipped cream or frostings to give that nice fruit intense flavor. So first what I'm going to do is prepare the strawberries. So I'll just add the freeze-dried berries into my little mini Ninja food processor and prep food processor here. There we go, a nice fruit powder has been created. So I'll use a little canning funnel to get this into the jar. And I'll keep doing the strawberries in batches, and then I'll move on to the next type of fruit. And now for the mango. Now I haven't done mango before for the fruit powder. I usually do strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, things that we grow on the property. But I thought it'd be fun to try out mango. You could do kind of combination things, strawberry, mango, things like that. And if we enjoy this, then I will go ahead and make a nice batch of just mango in the freeze dryer to fill up this jar. All right, here we have our 3 freeze-dried fruits that we made into fruit powder. So we have strawberry, mango, and blueberry. I have them in these nice clamp top jars, which are airtight, and you can just remove a spoonful or two as you need it for making some protein shakes, smoothies, milkshakes, adding to recipes, you name it. So if you want to start off with the fruit for freeze drying, I would suggest starting off with strawberries. And they even sell frozen pre-sliced strawberries at most grocery stores, and that really cuts down on the preparation time. But if you have homegrown strawberries or can get a good deal from a farmer's market or at the grocery store, certainly use fresh and prepare them yourself. So I pretty much always have some freeze-dried strawberries in our pantry. So I usually have a nice big container of some sliced freeze-dried strawberries. And today we made some of the powdered version. I found that the mango was a little more difficult to deal with. It had a lot more moisture in it, and the pre-frozen mango pieces were rather large. They really should have been cut smaller. So I think if I do some more mango, if we enjoy the mango powder, what I'll do is probably thaw them first in the refrigerator, and once they're soft enough to cut into, I'll probably cut them into half or even thirds, so they're a nice small piece of fruit. And then they should freeze dry even quicker and more thoroughly. The blueberries, the frozen ones, worked rather well, and they remained kind of sticky without that extra dry time that I put the fruit in, because mainly for the mango. But if you're going to use the fresh blueberries, then I would recommend taking a fork and kind of puncturing a hole into those fresh berries. That'll help prevent the berries from bursting in your freeze dryer. So typically, as I mentioned earlier, we do strawberry, blueberries, and raspberries, or some combination of that. So now we have some strawberry powder, mango powder, and blueberry powder. And I'm looking forward to using these fruit powders, add some nice fresh fruity flavor to certain items and beverages. If you like more inspiration on other things that you can freeze dry, you can check out my freeze drying playlist, where I go over a number of different things that you can prepare in your freeze dryer, from fresh herbs and fruits and vegetables all the way up to complete meals you can do in your freeze dryer. So it's a quite versatile food preservation technique. And if you'd like to learn some other food preservation techniques in my food preservation playlist of how to preserve your fresh produce and keep your pantries stocked. I also have a number of different recipes you can check out, as well as homemade items, organization, and gardening. So be sure to check those videos out as well. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so yet, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button and continue to watch my channel, The Home and Homestead, for some more homemade, homegrown, and home style inspiration. If you enjoyed this or any other video that you watch, please be sure to give it a thumbs up as well. Well, I hope you're having a fantastic day. See you next time. Take care.